Good evening to everyone. This is Nagarjuna from Surya HANA Academy. So we'll start today's session. But before that, I would like to just recap yesterday's session for 5 minutes and then we will proceed with today's session. In the yesterday's session, we started to see what is an in-memory database, what are column-oriented databases, what is massively parallel processing. And the combination of these three, how it greatly improves HANA performance. And then we started to see what is the role of SAP HANA application consultant. So basically data modeling, data provisioning, and data reporting. So once we have completed that, we also seen the course content and what I'm going to deliver in this course. So that is what we have seen in the yesterday's session. So yesterday was a demo session and today it's a general introduction session. It's not even the class. It's only a general introduction session to explain so what is the landscape that we have and what are the different systems that we have in our landscape and how these different systems are integrated to each other. And the second point, what are the usernames and passwords for each system? So today my focus is only to explain the landscape and how you can work on these systems is for today's session. So I'll start with today's session. So first of all, we will work in something called a remote desktop connection. Whether it could be Microsoft operating system or whether it could be a Mac. So all we need to do is we need to go to MSTSC, click on MSTSC, and here you need to enter the IP address. The IP address is 122.175.39.11. Click connect. So Bharat will actually provide you with the required usernames and passwords. So each participant will have a different user ID and password. So in my case, I'm just entering my user ID and password. So this is my user ID and password and click OK. So once you click OK, then it will connect to the remote desktop connection. So it's very simple. So once we connect to the remote desktop connection, so whatever I'm trying to do inside the remote desktop connection is same for everyone. So whatever system I am trying to access, all the participants will access the same system. So I'll just try to explain what we have in the remote desktop connection. So first of all, we have a source system, which is an ECC system. ECC stands for Enterprise Core Component or Enterprise Central Component. So this is basically an OLTP system that we have. And we also have another non-SAP source system, which is MS SQL DB. So we also have an MS SQL database. So these are the two source systems. And coming to the data provisioning, we have SLT, BODS, Just I'll try to show you each one of the systems. BODS, Smart Data Access, and DXC. Obviously in the target we have HANA. So here we have HANA. And on top of HANA you have a system called BW. So which is BW powered by HANA. And at the same time we also have BOBI, Business Objects, Business Intelligence. The different set of reporting tools in BOBI. I will discuss shortly all the reporting tools. So BOBI connects to HANA. So you can connect BOBI to HANA, and BW powered by HANA is running. And also we have another system which is S4 HANA. So on top of HANA you have S4. So currently we have 1507 edition. 15 is the year and 07 is the month. That is the release that we have. Just a couple of days ago, I think 2 or 3 days ago, there's a new release from S4 HANA which is 1511 edition. So shortly I will install that system as well. By end of this month I will have this system ready. But currently we have this edition. So 15 is the year and 07 is the month, and here we have 1511 is the November edition that is recently released. So basically this is what we have. So this is the different systems that we have. So first I will start with ECC. Now here if you see, ECC is on the MS SQL database. The database that you have for ECC is the MS SQL in this case. So in order to basically log on to ECC, so here I'll try to give the usernames and passwords. The username is Surya for ECC, and the password is S capital URYA 1234. So this is the username, and this one is the password. So this is for the ECC system. So ECC system can be accessed using SAP logon. So this is the UI, user interface. Double click on the SAP logon. So this is the UI, and when you double click on ECC and provide the username Surya and the password is S capital URYA 1234 and click enter and continue with the logon. So if you want to see the database, click systems, click status, click systems and click status. So here you see the database is the MS SQL. So we also have S4 system similar to ECC, which is powered by HANA. I'll show you shortly. So this is one system that we have on MS SQL. So this is one source system, which is an ECC system. Now, so this is being an IDS system. So we have data in these tables. You go to S11. So we can use different tables for our exercises. So let's go to one table called KNA1. So KNA1 is which stores customer master data, customer attributes. Click display. Click display. Click contents. So we have sufficient data for doing different exercises in HANA. So we're going to take all these tables to HANA and then perform different kinds of exercises. So we have a lot of data in ECC. We can take this data into HANA. So this is one system. And coming to the second one, which is an MS SQL. So we will also use MS SQL, especially when doing data migration. MS SQL can connect via SLT to get real-time updates to HANA, and even MS SQL will connect to BODS for doing complex transformation and get data to HANA. So this is where we are going to use MS SQL. So in order to log on to MS SQL, so click Start, click All Program, click All Program, click on the Microsoft SQL Server 2008 R2 and click on SQL Server Management Studio. SQL Server Management Studio is the UI, is the user interface for MS SQL. So click on this UI. So provide the login as DB555 and the password DB555 and click Connect. So we can use MS SQL, and the username and password to access MS SQL is, the username is DB555 and the password for this is DB555. And one more thing, we will all use the same usernames and passwords once we're inside the remote desktop connection. So inside 122.175.39.11, we all use the same usernames and passwords. So this is on the source system side. Now let's come to target, which is HANA. The UI for HANA, the user interface for HANA, is known as HANA Studio. So in order to log into the HANA Studio, click Start, click All Program, click SAP HANA folder, click on the SAP HANA Studio. So once we click on the SAP HANA Studio, so here Bharat actually will add a system in here. So already you'll have one system added, but because I've already saved my username and password, that's why I'm able to log in directly. So what we have to do is just right click on this. Now I'll just try to log off. So usually you'll see something like this, system which is logged off. Just right click on this and click log on. If the username and password is already saved, we'll automatically log in. Otherwise, we just need to right click on the system, click properties. So here you have to provide the username is HANA user. So because I've already saved this, I'll uncheck this. And the password is W capital welcome 1234. So in welcome 1234, W is the capital letter. Click apply and click OK. So right click, log off again. So now when you log on, right click and log on, it will prompt for the password. So HANA user is the username and the password W capital welcome 1234. If you want to save, you can check this. Otherwise, you can click OK. So if I go back to the paint, so the username and password for HANA. So username is HANA user. The password for this is W capital welcome 1234. So once we log into HANA, here we see catalog. Catalog is a collection of schema, but all this we will discuss in the first session on Monday. I will go in very detail to discuss about all these things. So in catalog you have different schemas. So we will work on a schema called HANA user schema. So for this schema we have full privileges. So we will work on the schema. A schema is nothing but collection of database objects. For example, like tables. If you expand tables and if I right click on the tables, so here basically there is a filter over here. There is a filter on a table. I'll remove the filter and then we can find all tables over here. So let us search for one table called KNA1. Double click on the table. So this table KNA1, please see it's a column store. If you click on the runtime information, so KNA1 is a table which is a column store, but on the ECC side it's a row store because it's on the MS SQL. The primary way KNA1 stores data is on memory. See, the total memory consumption is 5486 KB, approximately 5.4 MB, approximately. So a schema is nothing but collection of tables, and these tables are column oriented. The primary way to store data is in memory. Now this is where you store all the tables, and these tables are grouped under schemas. So more about this we'll talk on Monday session. And the content folder is where we do modeling. So basically we can create different kinds of data models at the content folder. So content folder is a collection of packages. There are different packages under content. Now a package is nothing but, so the package is to group information views. So it is used to group information views. So let me go to one package. So if you expand any of the package over here, so all these are different views. So if you double click on any of the view, it's company code view. So this is a view which gives details about company code. So like this we create different kinds of data models, and these data models are grouped under packages, and packages are grouped under content folder. But in order to give a proper introduction to HANA Studio, we'll start on Monday. But today is mainly to focus on the usernames and passwords. So for HANA, the username is HANA user and password is W capital welcome 1234. Next is SLT. SLT stands for SAP Landscape Transformation. In order to access SLT, there is one important transaction code. The transaction code for SLT is LTRC. LTRC is the important transaction code. So in order to log into the SLT, so we are on the ECC side. So SLT in our case is on the ECC. So let's enter the transaction code LTRC. So this is a code to access SLT. Enter. LT replication server. So this is called mass transfer ID. So this is a unique name for configuration. Just click execute. So in here you can see these different tables are being replicated like MARA, EKBE, DD02L, all these are SAP tables that are being replicated to HANA. SLT can be accessed in two ways. One is using an LTRC transaction code on the ABAP side, and the other way to access SLT is directly from the HANA Studio. So even SLT can be accessed from the HANA Studio. So we have two user interfaces. One is the LTRC and the other one at the HANA Studio. So I'll just show you from the HANA Studio. So click on the HANA Studio. So you see there's something called Quick Launch. So Quick Launch in the HANA Studio will have shortcuts for most of the options. So Quick Launch will have shortcuts for most of the options. So once we are in the Quick Launch, we can click on the data provisioning. Under data, we have data provisioning. Click on this. So from here also we can access SLT. SLT based table data provisioning. So whatever the options that you see over here, like load, replicate, stop replicate, suspend, resume. So these are the different options. So the same options are also available in the ABAP at the LTRC transaction code. So if you click on this data provisioning, so same options you can see here as well. So two UIs we have for SLT, one is on the ABAP and the other one at the HANA Studio. So both these UIs we can use. So, but the username and password to access SLT is similar to that of ECC. The same username and password. The next one, coming to BODS. So BODS, there are two UIs. Again for BODS, there are two UIs. One is known as the Data Services Designer. It's known as the Data Services Designer. And the second one is known as Data Services Workbench. One is the designer and the other one is the workbench. So workbench is the new UI that SAP has delivered. The designer UI, was developed by Business Objects. But when SAP acquired Business Objects, they've got this tool which is BODS. So that's where this is the old UI that came from Business Objects, but SAP redeveloped using the workbench. Same features, now they're also available in the workbench. So if you click on Start, click All Program, click Data Services 4.2, which is the latest version. And here you see Data Services Designer and Data Services Workbench. If I click on the workbench, so let me click on the workbench. So let us click on the workbench. And the username and password, the username is Surya, the password S capital URYA 1234, and click log on. So once we log on, so here you see the workbench. So this is the welcome page. So this is the welcome page for workbench. Click close. And if you expand, so here you see there are different transforms. So basically you can see there are different kinds of transformations. So you can use these transforms to manipulate data. Like you have readers, loaders, platform transforms. You can do cleansing, case, merge, data integration transforms. So you can use all these kinds of transforms to manipulate data. So this is on the workbench, data services workbench. So this is the new UI, and the old UI, click start, click all program, click data services 4.2, and click on the designer. So both of them we share the same username and password, which is Surya, password S capital URYA 1234, and click log on. So this is data services designer, another UI. So this is known as repository. So this is installation default repository. So we're going to use this BODS, double click on this. And the repository password is BODS again. BODS, click OK. So this is a data migration tool. So BODS is used for data migration and complex transformation. So we have two UIs, one is the designer and the other one is the workbench. Workbench is the new one and the designer is old. We're logging into the designer. So it'll take 1 to 2 minutes. I think it's logged in already. Let's double click on data services designer. So this is the UI for designer. So data services for both workbench and the designer, again the same username and password. So I wantedly basically kept the same username and password so that we can use, except for MS SQL it's different, and for HANA it is different. But for the rest of the ones, which is ECC, SLT, BODS, DXE, BOBI, we all share the same username and password. Now coming to the next one, which is the Smart Data Access. The Smart Data Access is available at the HANA Studio. So click on the HANA Studio, expand provisioning. So here you see Smart Data Access. So here you see remote sources, expand remote sources. So you can connect to different systems, like you can connect to Hadoop, get data from Hadoop. You can connect to MS SQL, get data from MS SQL. So if we right click on the remote sources, click new remote source. So these are the different databases a smart data access can connect. It can connect to ASC, Teradata, HANA, Hadoop, MS SQL, Netezza, DB2. All these are different databases. It can connect and can get data on the fly. So it connects via ODBC connection, which is available inside the HANA database. I mean, it's available inside the HANA Studio. So smart data access. For smart data access, we have to give the remote user ID and password. So if you want to connect to MS SQL, this is the user ID and password. Next one, DXC, direct extractor connection. Now DXC is basically a service. It's a connection. The connection should be created on the ECC side. So if you go to the T code, so let's go to the ECC. If you go to the T code SM59, the T code is SM59. Enter the T code SM59. Click enter. So here you see HTTP connections to ABAP systems, HTTP connections to external server. So here we can create a DXC connection. So which is a HTTP connection. Double click on the DXC connection. So you can click on the connection test. Click on response body. When you click on the response body, here we can see SAP HANA and direct extractor connection DXC service is up and running. So this is mainly used when BW system is on non-HANA database. DXC. And even for DXC, we use the same username and password. Now coming to the next one, which is BW powered by HANA. So BW is basically on the HANA database. So in order to log into the BW powered by HANA, so again, let's go to the SAP logon. So here we have BW74. Double click on BW74. The user ID is Surya. And the password is S capital URYA 1234. And click enter. Continue. Continue with the logon. Click systems. Click status. So in here, if you see BW is on the database, which is HDB. HDB means HANA database. So the username and password for BW powered by HANA is the same as excuse me. Coming to the BOBI, Business Objects, Business Intelligence. Now in BOBI, we have different set of tools. Now we have analysis for Office. We have analysis for OLAP. So all these are the presentation of data. Explorer. We have Explorer. We have Lumira. We have Design Studio. So all these are different UIs where we can present data. Design Studio. We have Web Intelligence. We have Information Design Tool. So all these are different UIs in the BOBI. So if you want to log into the BOBI, click Start, click All Program. So you have something called Business Intelligence folder. If you click on here, so here you see SAP Business Objects Analysis, Business Objects Dashboards, Design Studio, Crystal Reports, Lumira. So click on Lumira. So let's click on the Lumira. So it's opening, the application is being opened. So this is the UI. Click File. Click New. Click File. Click New. So Lumira can connect to HANA. So here you have Connect to HANA. Click Next and give the server name, username and password. So here we are authenticating using HANA username and password. Click Connect. You're connecting to HANA database. And then whatever the data models that we created in HANA, will be visible over here. So once we're able to connect, then you can find for the data model. So let's say I type in here as ECC SCP25. But one thing, we have to make sure that these data models are also active in the backend. So we have to make sure if the data models are not active, then we will not be able to see data. So always we have to make sure that these models are active. I'm just selecting one of the data model and click Next. So these are the measures and these are the dimensions, and click Create. Connection successful. You can select the measure, drag and drop to measures, select dimensions, drag and drop to dimensions. So here you can basically create different kinds of reports. So where users can ask their own questions. Let's say I'll just drag and drop another dimension. So users can generate their own reports. They can ask their own questions. You can generate different heat maps, tree maps. Within split seconds, we can basically visualize data. You can represent data in the form of table. So there are different charts, and not only Lumira is on-premise, but this is also available on cloud. So when you have HANA database on cloud, you can also have this on cloud. So you have on-premise as well as Lumira cloud. So this is one of the tool in the BOBI and the analytics portfolio. So like that, now users are also very comfortable in working on Excel. So they love Excel. So on Excel, we also have another tool which is very, very popular, which is known as Analysis for Office. Because users are used to work on Excel. So SAP has a tool. Click on the SAP Business Intelligence, Business Objects Analysis, Analysis for Microsoft Excel. Click on this. SAP Business Objects Analysis. So on an Excel, you'll have an add-on. So you have a separate tab called Analysis. You can insert, select data source, and then you can connect to HANA. So you can click skip, and you can connect to HANA using an ODBC connection. Just I'm trying to show you a few tools, how these tools can represent data. So click on folders. So here are different packages from HANA. So all these are different packages that are already available. So you can select one of the package and then access these data models, expand the folder. So you can basically select, click OK. So the same report I'm trying to generate on Excel now. Select land one, drag and drop. So by country, it is showing you the gross revenue and the sales deductions. If you want to see by company code, drag and drop the company code. Bucharest. So by company code, we are able to see the gross revenues and sales deduction. And one more feature is now this data can be interactively explored in the PowerPoint. So if I basically click on create slide, so the data is exported to the PowerPoint slide where users can explore on the PowerPoint directly. Right in the PowerPoint, we have the data. So this is known as analysis for PowerPoint. So like this, there are different tools in BOBI portfolio, like analysis for Office, OLAP, Explorer, Lumira, Design Studio, especially for designing for iPad and iPhone applications. So this is on the reporting side, data reporting, the BOBI, data modeling, BW powered by HANA. So this is all the topics from data provisioning. And these are the two source systems that we have in order to create and play with data. We have a lot of data on the ECC and even on the MS SQL. And the next one and the last one is S4 HANA. So in order to access S4 HANA, we'll have a separate server. So I created a separate server for S4 alone. So let's log into S4. Bharat, are you there? Bharat? Hello? Bharat? Just give me 1 second, please. I think I'm not able to log into the S4 system. So Bharat? Bharat? Hello? I think the server is down. Just give me 1 second. I'll just try to find out. I'm sorry for this, but Bharat, can you come into the meeting? I'm actually trying to call you over there.
Actually, I'm writing the text contact numbers.
No, please come into the meeting. I need to talk to you.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Bharat, can you please unmute yourself? Bharat?
Sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
I'm unable to log into S4.
Just a second, sir.
So, did you change the IP address? This is the same IP address, right? 122.175.37.44.
Colon 666, sir.
I'm just trying to log in.
Yes,
To that.
Yes.
Can you please check with the basis team?
Sure, sir.
Okay, probably on the Monday I'll show you on how to log into the S4 system. We are not able to log in now. Certainly I will show it on Monday. So basically these are the different systems that we have. So in the S4 system, basically something like ECC. ECC is basically sitting on HANA. So instead of MS SQL database, we have a HANA database. And then instead of GUI, graphical user interface, we have a Fury, which is the UI. We can access from Fury different applications. And the configuration, instead of doing it in the SPRO, we can directly do it in Fury. So that is on the S4 HANA. So these are the different systems that we have, and these are the usernames that we have, and all these systems are tightly integrated with each other. So all the systems can communicate. ECC can communicate with SLT, SLT can communicate to HANA, HANA can communicate to BOBI, BOBI can communicate to BW, BW is powered by HANA. So all these, so basically this is an integrated server. So for all the systems except S4, so for this system, you'll have access for 4 months. For 4 months, you'll have access. Now for S4, you'll have access for 2 months. Now it's up to your choice whether you want to take it now or you want to take it after completing, once we come into the S4 course. So S4 course is the last course once we complete HANA. So basically, I'll also tell you how we have to prepare for the course. Let me explain you how we have to prepare for the course as well. So I'm going to share, so basically something like this. I want to show you something like this. So please see, I have something called a Dropbox over here. So when I click on the Dropbox, so in here you see different, basically different batches are there here. So let's take one batch, September 10th batch. If I go in here, so I'll place all the materials over here. For example, HANA SP9 materials or HANA materials. All the HANA materials I'll place it over here, like HA100, HA300, 350, 900. If you open these materials, so these are all the SAP standard materials, BW362. So what I basically recommend is first we need to start with HA100. So I'll deliver a customized course. So based on my experience, based on taking a lot of examples, I will try to deliver a customized course. But the participants, I mean, I encourage you to start reading from HA100. So HA100 is basically HANA introduction. And HA300 is HANA implementation and modeling. HA350 mainly focus on data provisioning. HA900 is the business suite powered by HANA. So when you have business suite powered by HANA, and we also have S4 HANA. S4H01 is the material. So if you go to this, you'll see another material called S4H01. So which is S4 HANA. So I'll basically share all these materials with you, and with this as well, every day I'll basically record these sessions, and these sessions will be basically shared with the Dropbox, and you can access these. If you double click on, you can play this. So all this you can download and you can play in mobile or any other thing. So for Monday, I'm going to start our first session. The first session will be starting from Monday, same time, 9 p.m. So every day we'll have 1.5 hour session. For first 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, I will deliver the class. Another 20 or 30 minutes, you can ask your own questions. I can respond to your questions. And also, we have another service. So basically, if you see when I basically send emails in my Gmail, let me open my Gmail. Just give me 1 second. I'm just opening my Gmail. So in my Gmail, if we basically go to the Gmail, let me open my Gmail. So here you see there's something called HANA Fresh Desk. You see? So in here you have an email called support@suryaHanaAcademy.freshdesk.com. So whenever you have any issue, for example, I'll open this Fresh Desk. We have Help Desk. Let me open on this Help Desk. So you can raise tickets. So every day, whenever you have any issue or whenever you are stuck in some exercises, you can raise an issue. So all these issues will be basically tracked by us. So we'll give you assignments. So we will provide you assignments. You can submit your assignments back. So each ticket is valid for 24 hours. Within 24 hours, we'll try to give a response to all your tickets. So apart from asking questions in class, you can also raise tickets. And there is a technical support. So they will be working from morning 10 a.m. IST till 10 p.m. IST. So they will respond to all your questions. So all the materials, help desk support will be there. You can ask questions in the session. I'll provide all the assignments on weekly basis. The assignment itself, they are more than 25 hours assignments. So they're very interesting assignments, step-by-step assignments are there. So the technical team will evaluate your assignments and send continuous feedback. And all these are the projects. I mean, these are different case studies that I've collected from different projects. They're very interesting to do these exercises. And if you have any questions, please ask me. And coming to the certification, I will give you the certification dumps. And I have collected more than 600 resumes in HANA. So you can basically go through these resumes and you can prepare one and then you can submit me. I will evaluate resume and guide you. And I keep posting lot of jobs on HANA on my LinkedIn. So you all can connect on my LinkedIn. So I have a LinkedIn account where I keep posting lot of new materials. You can connect me on Twitter. So if you see my email at the bottom, you can connect on my LinkedIn account or you can connect on my Twitter. A lot of materials I be posting on daily basis. Very, very interesting materials. You can go through those materials as well. And I have a separate blog. So there are more than 1,000 people who are registered on the blog, which is SAP S4 HANA blog. S4 space HANA. So there is also new things, new updates I'll be posting on S4. This is available on the LinkedIn. So any questions apart from this, please ask me. Please raise your hands so that I can unmute you. You can ask your own questions. Mr. Guru?
Yeah, hi.
Hello, Mr. Guru.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, Guru, I can hear you.
Yeah. Well, this is totally new to me, and